Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be giving my quick thoughts and first impressions on what I've read of the Sword Brethren from their recent codex release. Now, as a disclaimer, still have yet to play a full game of Black Templars against, another opponent. I've done some kind of play against myself, play against an army of mine that I already have, play against my Chaos Space Marines to get a rough idea, but I don't have true first-hand experience against another person. So this is just my quick thoughts of reading over and just first impressions. Now, overall, with my quick rundown thoughts and reading of the data sheets and whatnot, overall thoughts are they are by far one of my favorite models for any Space Marine chapter. They look absolutely amazing. Sword Brethren have that, questing, crusading knight look to them. they look nice. They look clean, good aesthetic, and it captures the whole idea of, hey, Space Marines are just Space Knights. I apologize if there's any construction noise in the background right now. Somewhere down the block, they're doing construction, so I apologize. But moving on past their appearance, with regards to their data sheet, whether it be their melee or their ability, their melee seems to be pretty good. And just from reading their data sheet, and as shown below in the corner, their melee seems to be pretty good regardless of what weapon you're using. Now, I think if you want to really try to maximize on the damage, you'd probably stick with just the mastercrafted power weapons instead of using the chain swords. But hey, the chain swords are never a bad idea, especially if you want to, let's say, throw a Castell or a Marshal and Lieutenant on a Sword Brethren squad, because hey, now they're critting on 5s. If they have, all chain swords, that's sustained hits 1 plus lethal hits from a Lieutenant. Hey, that sounds pretty nice. I mean, granted, that's a lot of points to put on, to have a 5 or 10 man unit, so it's a little rough there, but all in all, that's pretty substantial for their melee. And then their shooting is incidental. They mostly all have heavy bolt pistols. You can have, I think, up to 2 of them or some such have a pyre blast or pyre pistols. Is whatever, at least my opinion. You're mostly having in there for the melee. But their data sheet ability is very reminiscent to that of the Chosen for Chaos Space Marines. Now, I say reminiscent, it's not the same. It's no shoot and charge on a turn that they advanced or fell back. If that was the case, I think Sword Brethren would be really, really nice. But the fact that they have an ability that allows them to potentially chase after or reposition when an enemy that they're engaged with falls back, I think that's nice. Yeah, it's more of a side grade / nerf because they went from a Blade Guard veteran style ability where they can either make one more attack per each model or do one more damage. Yeah, it's a side grade, if not a nerf. But I think them having this new ability of allowing them to potentially keep chasing after something that they were locked in combat with, or backing off and, let's say, going into a ruins or getting around a ruins to get into cover is good. I think overall that's good. That's pretty helpful. I do think that, with regards to it, their current new ability is weaker than their index ability, but it's kind of okay. Worse things could have happened to them. They could have gotten, this new ability and their points cost could have went up, 10-15%, which I know people, I'm sure longtime Black Templars players would have whinged about that, just, being very real with this. Their unit size and points cost, I think, is honestly pretty flexible now. The fact that you can run them in unit sizes of 4, 5, 8, and 10, and then, of course, points cost adjusted respectively, I think that's great. That allows you to be a bit more flexible of hey, I still want to run Sword Brethren, but I don't want to run 5 of them. I want to run 4 of them and have whatever... Sorry, dog is doing stuff she's not supposed to be doing. But, their unit sizes being flexible and their points cost being flexible, I think is overall really good. positive stuff. I mean, it's the same thing with like with what I know of like the Grey Knights with some of their units. Now you can take them in same thing. You know, unit sizes of 4 and 8. That level of flexibility is useful. Is pretty handy. But with that, guys, that's just my quick thoughts and like first impressions of what I've read of the Sword Brethren and Black Templars. Feel free to comment down below what your thoughts are on the current Sword Brethren, and how do you think they compare to their index iteration? What kind of experiences have you had with Sword Brethren, whether in the index for Black Templars or since their codex has come out? What do you think? Once again, sorry for the shenanigans of my dog. She's just being antsy and whatnot. She can't ever seem to get comfortable on my bed whenever I'm not laying down with her and snuggling. But feel free to let me know in the comment section down below if you'd like to see more content like this in the future. Feel free to like the video and subscribe. You don't have to, you don't want to. It's perfectly fine. But with that, guys, hope you're having a great time wherever you may find yourself, whether you're on your way to work, at work, studying for an exam, getting back to school since school just started up for some people, for a lot of kids. But I hope you guys are having a great time. And if things aren't going well, I hope things can turn around and get better for you. But until the next time, everyone, I'll see you next time. Peace.